Hey guys, happy Wednesday. That was out so I couldn't move the tripod, but I got some exciting mail today. So I got a postcard from my cousin Jen. I want to show y'all the stickers, but I don't know what shows if you look up something because I don't want to leak anything. But with those stickers, it's such a dark academia vibe. I love it. Like, I never get stuff in the mail, like, you know, like paper stuff, because I mean, just like phone bills go to my phone or whatever. So when I saw, like, I only think it's stuff for my dad, and when I put it on, saw my name, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting mail. And then, like, this just fits with like so many book covers, like our Edgar Allan Poe book. When I read that earlier, we'll do a side by side, but like Babel by R.F. Kuang, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, I just think this is perfect, like fitting. Like, it goes with the book covers, so it's the perfect fall card. So this is for Hallows Eve, and oh my gosh, I love it. I was so excited. So what I do with these kind of things, I put them in my journal. You can see I have paper clips in there just so I can remember forever and can just go back and be like, oh, my cousin Jen was thinking of me and sent me this. So that is so cute and I love it. And then I got a Target catalog. This is for kids, and oh my gosh, it was addressed to my dad, not even addressed to me, and I'm the one who's a member at Target, so that's kind of weird. But this is a kids catalog. I don't have kids, but I love a good catalog. I love just flipping through them, seeing what the popular toys are nowadays. And then there are some, like, you know, electronic stuff and jackets and candles. I guess this is more for the teenagers. Yeah, Wild Fable is a young people, like, it's in the adult section for clothes. So I love that kids nowadays are getting like the same experience. I feel like, or I thought my generation was the last that had like circling the things in the catalog, but it looks like it's going back, because I did get an Amazon catalog as well this year for there. I got one for kids and one for adults. So my dad and I are going to be circling what we want and just give it back and forth to, like, so we can get each other gifts. But it's, yeah, I love to see it, that kids are getting that experience. I know it sounds so silly, it's being like they get to circle what they want, but it's part of the magic of Christmas. I mean, look how cute this is with like Pikachu, Bullseye, a little polar bear, Simba. Is this Bluey? I know, is that the one named Bluey? I know there's a show with these little cattle dogs. The Holiday Barbie. The Holiday Barbies are only so beautiful. I love her dress. And then this is a Transformer and a PlayStation. I have an old PlayStation right here. So there's something for everybody. Oh, and one of these little mini surprise things, I guess. Miniverse. I don't know what that is, but yeah, so I love that kids are getting that experience. I love that I got a postcard, because that just made my day. And then random thing, because I'm in a good mood. So my hair, I'm doing it like all natural today. I only conditioned it last night, so it looks kind of gross or anything. I don't care. But I have recently learned that I have wavy hair and have been taking care of my hair like it's straight hair from pictures I've seen of other people on Reddit who I'm like, oh my gosh, their hair looks just like mine and they're having the same problems that I have. My problem is, I thought I fried my hair, to be honest with y'all, but I was like, it doesn't make sense. How would I have fried my hair? Because it just wouldn't have made sense, because I only use heat on my hair once a week, and it's not like I have stuff in it that would fry it. But I was like, maybe I fried my hair, maybe it was just a freak thing, but actually it's because I was treating wavy hair like straight hair and was not brushing it. Or you're not even supposed to brush curly hair, you comb it, and the way you wash it and style it, it's a whole different hair care routine. So it's something that I'm experimenting with because it's fun. And I just like to see how my hair can look different and just have it be healthy. So I am going to post, I took some pictures of it today because this is all natural, not brushed. I woke up with my hair like this. So I'm going to post on Reddit today and see if I do have wavy hair, and see what how other people who are more experienced with hair care think I should take care of my hair, or think if the routine that I have is what will work for me in the future. So I'm just gonna see. And I mean, yeah, it's fun to talk to people about hair. Yeah, so yeah, obviously I seem very peppy and happy today, and that's great. I'm gonna go to Target later. I had lunch today at y'all know B&B. That's a local restaurant. I love it. And the girl there, when I went, the last time I saw her was a few weeks ago. I don't even remember the week, but it was one of the times I took food for my grandma, and they had forgot to put the chicken on my grandma's plate, and the girl, it was the same girl, and she was like telling me, she's like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, I forgot to put your chicken in last week, or not last week, but whenever. And I'm like, how do you remember that? That was so long ago. I was like, it was a-okay, like, it's fine. Because she was so apologetic, she was so sweet, and I was like, it's fine, don't worry, and all of that. But she's like, this week I made sure to get your chicken in there. So yeah, I just can't believe she remembered that, because I have really good memory, y'all know. So when I meet other people who have good memory, because I'm around people, young people, old people, middle-aged people who have bad memory, and so nobody ever remembers anything. So when people do remember stuff, it just, I feel so happy, because I'm like, I'm not alone with having a really good memory. I wonder if by reading so much that's why my memory is so good. I don't know, but yeah, so I just random tidbits about my day, because I didn't vlog yesterday because that's when the sit down video comes out. So now I'm getting to talk and getting it all out, and it feels so good. First update of the day for reading, and that is in Tip and Run. I didn't get to exactly where I would have liked to. I would have liked to read 2 more chapters, but I just don't have time or the attention span to read all of that. And I need my phone because my notes are on my phone. Ugh. Y'all weren't supposed to see that I'm not in my skinny jeans anymore. Are they skinny jeans? I don't know, but I'm not in my jeans anymore. I wanted to be comfy after I got home. So we're going to my notes. Y'all know I always have to find like the larger than life character in the books. And in this, it is Pretorius. So the ugliest man in the British Navy had another pick up his sleeve, however, bringing from South Africa in his wake one Piet Pretorius. Pretorius was thin, life-colored brown from continual bouts of malaria. Descended from the Boer Voortrekker Andreas Pretorius, he had achieved celebrity status in southern Africa as an elephant hunter and adventurer before finding himself on an island in the Rovuma River, the border between German and Portuguese East Africa. So I'm not going to go all into it, but I thought that guy sounded really interesting, so I had to highlight the name so I can look him up later. And these people may be terrible people. Y'all know I don't agree with like elephant hunting, but I like reading about people who are very interesting, and that does not mean they are good people. So our next one is here, let me just read it. This is the start of chapter 6. Taihi's success in clearing German troops from the Umba Valley enabled British East Africa's European population to enjoy a relatively untroubled Christmas. Marquees and tents lit with Japanese lanterns were rigged up overlooking Mombasa Harbor, creating an ambience that could have been mistaken for that at the White Hart Hendon Way. In Nairobi, festive season gossip, including the observation that blah blah blah. So this was all in the pages of the Leader as news of war. So when I first heard this, I was like, wow, they're just telling everybody in the newspaper everything's fine, there's no war. But now I'm like, oh, things actually were fine. And then this is my last one here. So Britain for members of the Legion. Okay, so they basically just had a bunch of ragtag guys in this group. But I feel like that's every military, every war you're gonna read about or see about. But here it is. It's youngsters who in peacetime were post office clerks in Bolton and bookkeepers from Sheffield, joined the music hall comedians, border gunmen, university professors, Moroccan bandits, cowboys, ex-MPs, prize fighters, acrobats, and it goes on and on. So we have a wild group out here in Africa. That's what I was saying, the dark academia vibe with the lighting, with the really bright lighting. It's kind of hard, but you see the vibe is similar. Totally turn off the camera after that. No, we're not here to do that. So I'm going to be giving y'all my updates on A Mystery of Mysteries, the death and life of Edgar Allan Poe. So I have 3 updates here. I read about 1.5 chapters because the one yesterday was really long, so I didn't read it all. But Poe invented the detective story, which I didn't expect, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the guy who wrote Sherlock Holmes, he was inspired by Poe. And I don't know when Sherlock Holmes was written, so I shouldn't say I would have never thought that. Actually, I do picture Sherlock Holmes being more Victorian, and I always assumed Poe was Victorian, but he died before the Civil War, which, yeah, technically he would be Victorian, technically he would be. I always picture, when you think Victorian, you usually think like 1870s, 1880s, at least that's what I think. But the 1840s technically were Victorian times. They were. But he invented the detective story, and a lot of people at the time, his detective stories he was writing were based on true crime, on real crime that had happened, and a lot of people are not a fan of that because they're like, what is the fun in writing a mystery when you know what's going to happen? And I'm like, well, I don't want to read your book because I want to read a book where the author knows where they're starting out and what the end goal is. You can tell when an author doesn't know where the story is going. I personally don't like that. So I'm with Edgar Allan Poe on this, that doing your research for what you're writing. I know everybody has different writing methods, and I'm sure that they all turn out well, and some are going to turn out poorly, but that's just reading and writing. But a lot of people just don't like fictional thrillers being based on true crime, which I know some of these back here, the Karen Slaughter was based on like the Long Island serial killer. Let me get the name of that book for y'all. Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. So that's fun, and I think it's something that we probably do see a lot more now that true crime is so popular. And what city do you guys associate Edgar Allan Poe with? Baltimore claims them. They named the whole NFL team after one of his stories, and that is where he found his family, in Baltimore. And then you have in Philadelphia, they were talking about in like a baseball stat, it would be the city where your numbers were highest at, and Philadelphia was that city. Boston was like the book publishing city at the time, and he was writing there as well. Richmond was the city of his childhood and the closest thing to being a hometown, and they claimed the Telltale Heart. So what city do you associate Edgar Allan Poe with? For me, it's Baltimore. That is the city he died. Yeah, that was the thing. The lady who works something in like some kind of historical thing for Poe was like, we have the body. They do. I've driven by. I do want to go to his grave. I've driven by and could see it from the road, but at least I think that was his that I could see from the road. It's been like 5 years, but I do want to go back and see that. And then I want to see the museum in Richmond. I have a Google Doc of things I want to do in Richmond, and that's on there. So for me, yeah, it's definitely more Baltimore and Richmond, but again, those are more cities that I'm familiar with. When Boston, I do not associate at all. I didn't even realize he was born in Boston. So yeah, that was the thing that I read about yesterday, is did Poe consider himself a southerner? Because like when he had black characters, they're pretty stereotypical. And I mean, I expect that from any white man in the 1800s with their own, which is sad, but and I know not every single white man was racist, but so I'm kind of stereotyping, I guess, but I do expect a white man in the 1800s to be racist, even if he is in Boston. Well, yeah, not Boston, but even if he's in a northern city. But they were like, did he identify as a Southerner? They were like, he probably spoke with a Tidewater accent, Virginia Tidewater accent. So yeah, people don't know if he considered himself Southerner or Northerner. He spent a lot of time in both, but he mainly grew up in Richmond, and Richmond was the capital of the Confederacy, so I would say he was a Southern man. But yeah, what city do y'all associate Poe with? For me, it's Baltimore, probably because of the Baltimore Ravens. And then we have the weird death, how he was found in clothes that weren't his. He was very delirious, and what was wrong with him? And one theory is, so he was delirious and everything ahead of time from sickness. His wife died of tuberculosis in, was it Philadelphia? I think it was Philadelphia. They lived in well, their house was across the street from where people would dump their waste to fertilize the ground, and she got consumption, coughing up blood. I don't want to gross people out, and tuberculosis. So people are like, Poe probably got that, and that is how he died. Again, just a theory. Yeah, so he was strange when he left Richmond, and that's why he was like delirious ahead of time. And there was a thing called cooping at the time, which people would kidnap somebody, especially in election season, kidnap somebody and like for political reasons and everything. And Poe was already kind of vulnerable because he was in this delirious head state, and so people think he was kidnapped because he was in different clothes. So maybe in those missing days, because there are missing days of Poe like there are with Agatha Christie, who's right there. But with Poe, he was found in other clothes. So they're like, somebody probably kidnapped him and changed his clothes while he was kidnapped. I don't think it was anything as dramatic as that. I think that's so dramatic, and sure, that happened. Like coopings happened. I don't think it was anything as dramatic as that. I think those days are just lost because people weren't, you know, they weren't on, I don't know where my phone is, but they weren't on phones all the time. Life wasn't as documented as it is now. There's not as much as a trace of somebody as you have now. Like, you know, like when phones go missing, they can ping. When the airplanes go missing, they ping. So I don't think it was anything as dramatic as that. Now, okay, there's my phone. But I'm going to be ending the vlog here. I did start a new ebook though. I started the 8th book in the Outlander series, Written in My Own Heart's Blood by Dana Gabaldon. So I read the prologue and first 3 chapters, which is only 16 pages, but I did read that last night, and I will be getting into it after my bath. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a Halloween emoji in the comments below, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.